Trustee George Metanias and the Friends of Mokena had their first of their candidate meet and greets tonight at Stoney Point. Really good turnout, got to hear from the candidates and hear what's important to them. So hope you enjoy this, and they're gonna have a couple more, so make sure you get out and check those out. We'll be there too. How's the campaign going so far? What kind of reaction are you getting from community and the supporters?
It's going really well. A lot of good reaction, and I agree with my opponent on one thing. He said that everybody wants change, and that's what I am. I'm change. He's been around for 12 years as mayor, 16 years as trustee, and it's 28 years. So that's not change. This will be change. So if you're looking for change, I'm the guy for it.
So the mayor at his meet and greet this week said that he put that the Friends of Mokena hadn't done anything for the village and largely put the blame for the lack of development on you guys. What would your response to that be?
Well, first of all, that's not true. Second of all, it's easy to blame other people about being a leader and making things work, with communication with the board, communication with our staff, to get things moving. So it's easy to blame somebody else for your inability to be a leader. So we didn't stop anything. If it wasn't for us, we wouldn't have what we have right now.
How is the community going to hear from you? What are you guys doing to get the word out about your campaign?
Right now we got 3 meet and greets. We got one here today. We have another one March 6th at the 19th hole, and March 27th at VFW. So I'm trying to spread the wealth to all our businesses instead of just having it in one place. So it's overwhelmed here on the amount of people that showed up today and still coming in. So yeah, it's good.
All right, Melissa, what do you think is important to voters in this election?
Hi, thank you so much for coming out, Israel. We really appreciate you covering this for us. Now that we don't have as much news coverage with losing some of our publications, of course, a few years back, we really appreciate the gap that you are filling. One thing that I think is very important actually is exactly what you're doing. It's getting the communication out to us. We're so happy to be able to be part of this, to get our message out, and you cover all of our events, news, transparency, all of those things are so important to get out to the public. And with your help, we're able to do that. We, of course, want to continue on as far as the election, fiscal responsibility, building more of the downtown, bringing more business, the economic development, making sure we have safe roads, safe community. So thank you so much for coming out, and those are things that we're going to continue to try to build on.
For me, I think the most important thing is the future of Mokena. Our opponent, they actually say future of Mokena. And again, not to speak poorly, I'm sure the guy has done his best, but it's been almost 30 years of Mayor Fleischer being mayor and in charge in some capacity, and I don't think anyone in our town would agree that there couldn't have been more done, right? We've got an awful lot of property, an awful lot of areas that are probably underdeveloped, underutilized, and I think it's time for some fresh eyes. So I really think a very pro-business, somewhat conservative in our mannerisms, we do need to sort of protect the charm of our town. We very much need to think about residents and quality of life here, but enable to allow us to keep costs low in a time of rising costs, we absolutely need to drive commercial development where it's appropriate. And unfortunately, I know Mokena does have a reputation. I'm in the business world, and I'm very aware that Mokena has a reputation of being difficult to deal with, right? And Trustee Fedora actually said the mayor sets the agenda. So if the trustees don't even know about the people coming in, it's easy to kind of see where all of this is sort of the bottleneck, right? So I think for me, this election is really about the residents of Mokena saying, we would like to see more in our town, or we're content to just sort of be stuck the same way it's been for the last 20 plus years.
I think what's important for this election is to stay on the track that the current board has put us on, remain fiscally responsible. We also need to work on enticing business to come to Mokena so we can help residents keep our taxes low. And revitalize the downtown area, which is something that hasn't gotten done. And we look forward to having George as the mayor setting a new agenda so we can get to work on that.
I definitely think it's important to listen. I want to be a listener to the voters, and I want to be that advocate for it, because I know sometimes running for trustee or running for anything can be kind of a scary, daunting thing. But for those that would, or that have the passion for Mokena, I want to be their advocate and hear them.
Hi, everybody. First of all, I want to say welcome to our meet and greet, Friends of Mokena.
Talk loud.
We appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot to us because I want you to meet our group, to know everybody, what they are, what they're for, what they stand for, where they come from. So we're gonna talk about it. I have a wonderful group of candidates here that are running, and everybody's pro-business. And we want to be able to bring business to Mokena. We're known now as the village where businesses go away because it just takes too long and they can't get in here. So, first, my name is George Metanias. I'm running for mayor. And I will introduce all the trustees that are running, and then they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna also speak on behalf of themselves and let you know a little bit about their background and what they are. So we got Dan Gilbert. Dan's on the power board right now. And everybody actually in our group is involved somehow with the village. Okay. Judge Bailey, he's on the Economic Development Committee. We got Melissa Fedora, she's been a trustee now for 4 years. Colleen Leonard, she's also on our Community Affairs Committee. So, and Melissa Martini is running for clerk. Fortunate for her, unfortunate for us, she's on vacation. She's on a cruise right now. She went back until tomorrow. So, she's our recent clerk and running with us as clerk. So, Friends of Mokena, we have a great group of people running with us, and we're looking forward to having a working board that can move this village forward. I listened to my opponent talk about, he said that, talk about being, elected official for a long time. My opponent said, meaning me, that has been there longer than me. Well, let's see, he's been there for 12 years as mayor. But before that, he was 16 years as a trustee. The math is 28 years. I've been a trustee now for 20 years. So he's been there for a long time. And then he blames the Friends of Mokena for holding back for him doing anything on the downtown or a building, which is totally not true. It's easy to play the blame game, but when you're a leader, you make things happen. You make things work. You don't sit there and say, "Oh, they won't let me do anything," which is totally not true. Our comprehensive plan, we talked about it for years. Nothing happened. When he was out sick for those 4 or 5 months, and I was the mayor pro tem, I talked with the board. We communicated. We figured out what it's going to cost and why we need it, and we put it in the budget. And that's what a leader does. Doesn't sit there and just say, they won't let me do something. You get something done because you're the leader. You're the guy but in order to lead, you have to communicate. And he doesn't have the communication skills because he never talks to the board about anything. We're up there and all of a sudden you get surprised with something. Also, telling businesses they don't belong in Mokena, like Andy's Frozen Custard, that's not good. We want to bring business to our town, not away from us. We had a business, we've been some docks in the downtown area. Great business to be in. But guess what? He didn't want any gaming there, which Gino even said that if I gaming, I can't get anybody here. So we were stuck, and I was able to help out, and with the board, we passed the gaming so that as soon as we did that, Gino got docks. So this is the kind of stuff that goes on that people don't realize, but this group here, we will move this village forward. And the difference is this. It takes so long for a builder to go through the process in Mokena. And one of the ways that I think we can speed up the process is all our ordinances are outdated. We haven't upgraded our ordinances in many years, okay? Which hurts our residents actually, because some of the things that are on there, shouldn't be there. It also hurts the businesses because we don't have it on their website, meaning all the ordinances should be at a fingertip. That somebody can go on there that wants to build something, a developer, look up what the ordinances are, find the application, get it done. And we don't have that. We don't have any of that. And also, we don't have anybody marketing our town. We don't have a marketing person to go out there and actually bring businesses into the Mokena or market our town, let them know where things are at. An example, we had the Thoroughfare side, as we recall. There used to be that gravel parking lot of McGovney there, next to the other side of the tracks. We talked about it many times. After many years, we talked about putting a sign up there or putting it for sale. Nothing ever happened. So nobody even knew that that parcel was actually for sale. That's where a marketing person comes in also, that you can do this stuff. When it was a gravel parking lot, I had to call some people, because we were renting the spaces for the train station. And they were having a hard time tripping, and especially women if they had heels and stuff. So I pushed for us to pave that. Not only that, but in the wintertime it gets dark there. So we're renting spaces for the train station. People are walking in the dark. So at one point I had contacted Kurt Zollner and I said, listen, Kurt, we need to get ComEd out here. So we've been with ComEd out in the parking lot. ComEd has poles all the way down. So I was able to talk to them and say, hey, listen, we need to put lights on these poles. And without any cost to the village. And they said, sure, absolutely we can do that. So we lit up the parking lot, and it wasn't going to cost the village a penny. That's what a leader does, though. It makes things happen, and not blame somebody else. For 12 years, he's blaming Friends of Mokena. What kind of a leader is that? So we want to make. There's nobody on this board or anybody running with me that's not in favor of a viable downtown. We all want that. But we have a comprehensive plan that we're in process right now of doing. That will tell us a lot of things about our village, that what needs to go there, where it needs to go. Do we need a traffic study or don't we need a traffic study? So until that comes through, and they make their recommendations to us, and it's up to the board to make sure that it gets done. When they recommend things on the downtown or anywhere else, we gotta make it happen. We're gonna push to make it happen. We're not gonna put it aside and just nothing happens. So I think that just to throw out, we need a traffic study. Well, why do we need a traffic study? Who said that we need a traffic study? And what's it gonna accomplish? Is it gonna bring us money? Is it gonna be business? What is it gonna do? Nothing was explained. Okay, but we just need a traffic study. And I think Mokena says plan progress. We need to plan our progress, not just throw things out of the air. So if I'm elected mayor, I will make you this promise. I will start from day one bringing this village up to date. So I want to thank you guys for being here. And we're going to be, each individual trustee will be speaking and introducing themselves. So please listen, and at the end we can take some questions.
Well, thank you so much. I agree with George on just about every point that he talked about. I'll keep it, I hope I'll keep it short. I'm 37 years old, and I've had the opportunity to live my entire life in Mokena, aside for like a 5-year gap where my wife and I, after we first got married, moved out of town and then came right back, just because we love this town so much. I'm on the park board. I've been on the park board for thanks, Mike.
Mike Gandy, one of the greatest guys in Mokena, and one of the best guys to go out to dinner with. I would go out to dinner with Mike any day of the week. In short, I am very pro-business, pro-police, and I would like to do something about the taxes. So pro-business, pro-police, and want to look at the taxes. That's me. Josh?
Yeah, great.
Thanks, Dan.
Josh Bailey, nice to meet everybody in the room. Thank you guys for showing up to support us. I moved to Mokena, bought my first piece of property in Mokena, bought a townhome over in Hickory Creek, right by the train station. Shuttling my rear end downtown to go to work every day. Bought another piece of property, bought a house, moved out west, so I'm on my third property in Mokena, and I wouldn't think of leaving. It's a gem of a community. Got a lot to offer here, and in my time here, I don't think I've seen a whole lot of development other than what you guys have, as the Friends of Mokena, has really pushed forward. My background is in finance. I've done mortgages, I've done commercial deals. That's what I think I bring to this team, and that's what I'm hoping to help the village with if I'm elected as trustee. Really a sense of being pro-business, understanding what a business could need to succeed and thrive in this town, and trying to find new ways to bring more business here. We've got a heck of a lot to offer, and right now, I don't personally see a ton of effort being thrown into that, and it most likely starts at the top. So that's why I think George is the best choice for mayor, so he can help move this community forward.
Hi, I'm Melissa Fedora. I am not an original Mokenaite, and maybe you could see that as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing, because I'm not originally from here. I could have picked anywhere in the world to move myself, relocate myself, and raise my son, and I picked Mokena. I've worked here for 15 years running the Chamber of Commerce. I live on Mokena Street with the help of my board and my assistant. We moved the Chamber office to Front Street so we can be more part of the downtown, be right there on the pulse of it, be able to bring events there, which we'll be doing in May. So I appreciate everybody coming out to support us. I definitely want to keep continuing to grow businesses and continuing to grow the downtown. There's been a lot of discussion, I guess you could say, about, well, the trustees. We are the ones that get to vote on the items on the agenda. That is true. The mayor only votes in a tie. But I will say this, the mayor sets the agenda. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Colleen Patrick Leonard. Born and raised in Mokena. I want to echo George's sentiments of planned progress and pleasant living. Mokena is a pleasant place to live. It was a great place to grow up, and I want to see it progress forward. We as a team, with George as our leader. With George as our leader setting an agenda, we're going to make that happen. We're going to revitalize the downtown area, and we're going to do it together as a team. We thank everybody for coming tonight. We appreciate your support, and we hope you learned a little bit more about us and you can make important decisions come April 1. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. I really appreciate you guys being here. And if you guys have any questions, we'll be happy to take them. You got to remember that I was a businessman for 30-some years. So I've dealt with contracts, work orders, unions, payroll, overhead. So I know what it's like to do more with less. And that's what this team will do. They will do more with less. We're not going to raise your taxes. We're not going to spend your money, if that's your money, foolishly. So we're here to make Mokena great again. And one of our trustees, Trustee Terry Germany, which is a big supporter of us, he's part of Friends of Mokena, wants to say a couple words.
Yeah, Terry.
Hi, everybody. I lived here 35 years. I've seen it all. I've seen the Home Depot disaster on Route 30. I know Frank. I know George. I know Joe Werner, good friend of mine. Joe Werner called me on the Friday before he decided to bow out. He talked to me for 3 hours. Frank wouldn't be mayor if Joe Werner bowed out. Okay, that's a fact. I sat at his shop in Posen at 3 o'clock on a Friday. I told him to call. At the time, it was not the patch. I said, you don't tell anybody. Talk to your wife. Monday morning, you call the Southtown, and you talk to them, and you tell your story. Why? Because if you don't tell your story, nobody's going to ever have it in writing. They're all going to make it up. Joe Werner and I talked. Frank Fleischer would not be the mayor of Mokena today if Joe Werner didn't bow out. Okay? Frank's not a leader. 2 times since I've been a trustee, he's called me about. 2 times he's also scolded me, not on camera, but on the 3rd time was when he called me at my home. One of the 2 times. Frank's not a leader. We all know he's not a leader. He hasn't led this. He hasn't been challenged. Okay? You take these candidates right here and divide their age. And then you take the candidates he's running about and divide their age. And they probably got 20 years older. Average. We want young people to run Mokena. Here, there, somewhat here. Okay? We want young people. A guy that knows finance. A guy that's part of the park district. This young lady is part of the... She's with us. She's the chamber. She's with us. This young lady, I've known her since she was 8 years old. This guy and I have become good friends in the last 15 years. Okay? This isn't about talking BS over there at that coffee shop. Okay? This is reality. You want to change Mokena? You want Mokena to keep strong? You want good leadership? You don't think that we know and what everybody else knows within the village? Okay? Last night, I was at something. I was asked to be a liaison for the park district. The girl next to me, 10 years in Mokena, she didn't know who the mayor was. How's that? Okay? So, as far as you all that showed up, thank you. Okay? We need to open the doors, and we need downtown built. I told George the reason why I ran after 10 years of being asked behind the scenes to be a trustee, and finally that woman said, okay, you can do it. So you know who wears the pants in the family? And he twisted my arms. So with that being said, you want to ask me any question about anything? I'm not a politician. I guess you can tell that, right? Vote Friends of Mokena and make a showing and show everybody in Mokena what you want. Because the businesses want this slate right here. God bless America.
Thanks, Terry. If anybody has any questions for us, please let me know. Okay, so I mentioned before that we're going to have 3 meet and greets. The first one obviously is here. What we're trying to do is spread the wealth with our businesses in Mokena. We're not going to have it in one place, all 3 of them. The next one is going to be on 19th hole on March 6th. So please put that in your calendars and come by there again. We'll have a lot more to talk about. And then the third one is going to be March 27th at the VFW. So we're going to support our VFW, we want to support our businesses, and this is one way for us to do it. So please put that in your calendar. I don't know how many got this flyer in the mail that we send, the mailer about all the dates. Hopefully a lot of you got it, that's why you're here. So please don't forget, put it in your calendar, and we'll hopefully see you on our next one. Yes, Jim?
You have all these people who are fantastic trustees that now Frank is blaming it on them, and that's what's wrong. I mean, he should have been thanking these people for the help that they did give him, because we did get stuff done. We got the Northwestern Hospital. We got Silver Cross. Things get done. He should be not. He should be thanking these guys and not downgrading what our trustees did.
Yeah, Jim, he blames Friends of Mokena. Like you said, you got Jim Richard and Joe Butts in here. Well, Joe Swinsky was Friends of Mokena. Joe Warner was Friends of Mokena. John Mezzarano was Friends of Mokena. So I guess all of us must be in that same group that he's putting us in, that we haven't done anything, which is totally false. Be a leader, do your job, and things will get done. Communicate with your board, which he does not. So, and I guess.
My name is Tom McCoy. I have one question.
Sure.
What are you planning to do in terms of transparency?
We want to be totally open and transparent.
Marketing.
Anything you want to hear, anything you want, I'm going to be out there talking to businesses, talking to residents, and I think all of us are wide open. You're going to have my phone number, my email, get a hold of me. The village board meetings are televised. I don't know how many people actually watch that, but we are going to be totally open and transparent. We're not going to hide things, because right now there's things that come to the village that we don't even know, because the mayor never visited us. So we don't know whoever business it was that came here looking to come to our village. So that's terrible, and I think that should be public. People should know who's coming to our village. It should be documented. Everybody that comes to our village that wants to build something here, and I can tell you numerous businesses, which I'm not going to get into right now, that we have no idea they came looking for anything. Yes?
What do you plan on doing to put some rules in place that we don't get these continued cannabis selling locations all over Mokena? They're popping up like gas stations.
Yeah, a lot of it are state, I think.
We already voted them down.
We voted down a few of them already, so we're trying not to.
We got about 200 blocks. I mean, what's going on here? We got one on Range in Mokena. We got another one down here. Not far from my house. What are we going to do to establish something that's going to keep the riffraff and these unbelievable, ridiculous, and drawn kids in and making people giving them that opportunity easier?
Yeah, we voted down a bunch of recreational marijuana places. Medical marijuana is one thing.
In your leadership, rules that protect us from putting this crap in our neighborhoods.
That's what I said about the ordinances, right?
Okay, your ordinances.
Yes.
Because we don't have them now, do
We need to update our ordinances. Our ordinances are way old. It doesn't cover all this stuff, so we want to update our ordinances to make sure that we protect our village.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. That's kind of answers. We need to take ourselves to a place where we have value-added establishment.
Correct.
It's not stuff that people can make money on.
Correct, and that's why our ordinances need to be updated. I'm telling you, and I will start that on day one. And I already talked to people about starting doing that. So we can update our ordinances to make sure that, like I said before, to help our residents.
Sir, it's a fantastic point. And just to add to what George said about transparency, none of us can really hide, right? You can look me up on LinkedIn and you can figure out where I work, and I'm not going to hide behind a desk or in a basement. If we make a decision, we have to stand up for that decision. You can find George at any of the Mokena restaurants at 8 o'clock in the morning having breakfast. You can find Dan in the schools and Melissa in the chamber. Colleen's a business, runs a business. I mean, we can't hide. And not to continue to sort of bag on Frank. I've only talked to Frank a couple of times, but I don't think, other than the 4th of July parade, I've seen him in the community, walking around or saying hi, or at any of the trucks on front or any of this stuff. So I would just add that we're all going to make ourselves available as far as transparency.
Anybody else have anything? Well, if you do, we're going to be here. And you can talk to us individually. But talk to us individually, whatever you want. And you got to know us a little bit now. You will get to know us better in each meet that we have. And there's more stuff that we're going to be talking about as time comes. Thank you, sir, for your question. It was excellent. Thank you.